One evening, as we sat opposite each other at the dining table, the faint buzz of the refrigerator was the only sound piercing the stillness. Without warning, she broke the silence, her voice calm yet heavy with intent. "I believe we should consider an open marriage." I laughed at first, thinking it was a misguided attempt at humor, but her steady, unflinching eyes made it clear she was serious. A crack splintered through my core, a silent devastation. We had woven nearly a decade of life together, shared moments, a home, a bond, and now she proposed I share her with others, as if I were merely a guest in her world, not her partner. My voice quivered as I pressed her for reasons, asking if I had somehow failed her, if I had fallen short in a way I couldn't redeem. She shook her head, her face composed but distant, and said, "This isn't about you. I just need to feel unbound." That word, unbound, sliced through me sharper than any explanation could. The days that followed were agonizing. She started leaving the house more frequently, her reasons vague and elusive. Late-night outings with friends, weekend getaways, work dinners that stretched too long. She'd return carrying unfamiliar scents. A perfume that wasn't ours, hints of cologne that didn't belong to me. I drowned myself in work, burying my hurt in reports and schedules, pretending I didn't see the changes because admitting them would make them real. Then one night, my dearest friend Mark stepped in. "You can't keep fading like this," he said, his tone gentle but resolute. "She's out there living her own life. It's time you start living yours." I confessed I didn't know where to begin. With a glint of mischief in his eyes, he grinned and said, "Don't worry. I've set up a blind date for you." I wanted to object. My marriage was fraying, and the thought of acting single felt ridiculous, but Mark was persistent. He handed me the details of the time and place, and despite my hesitation, I found myself stepping into a lively restaurant. The restaurant buzzed with conversation and the clink of glassware, but I felt like an outsider. My nerves knotted with resentment. Then she appeared, Claire. Her dark hair framed a face with calm, perceptive eyes, and her presence exuded a quiet serenity that instantly put me at ease. She was unapologetically herself, and when she smiled it was genuine, warm, effortless. We ordered drinks and began to talk, and for the first time in months, I felt a genuine laugh bubble up from somewhere deep inside me, free, unburdened. She asked about my life, my passions, my work. Hesitantly, I shared the turmoil of my wife's proposal for an open marriage, the confusion and hurt it had left me wrestling with. Claire didn't offer sympathy. Instead, she met my gaze and said, "That must hurt deeply, but her choices don't define your value." Her words hit me like a bolt of clarity, slicing through the self-doubt I'd carried for too long. Halfway through our dinner, Claire leaned back, her eyes gentle but steady, and said, "I probably shouldn't say this on a first date, but I'm her sister." My heart stopped. I thought I'd misunderstood, but she repeated it with the same quiet conviction. Shock urged me to walk away. Every instinct warned that this was a boundary I shouldn't cross, but then she reached across the table, her hand grazing mine, and said, "I'm not here to cause chaos. I just wanted to meet the man my sister is letting go." The sincerity in her voice, soft yet unwavering, held me in place. After dinner, we strolled through the city streets, sharing stories of childhood, hidden aspirations, and buried sorrows. She spoke of her disillusionment with her sister, how she'd seen her slide into self-absorption without knowing why. I admitted things I'd kept hidden, even from Mark. The fear of being abandoned, the shame of feeling insufficient, the anger that anchored me like a weight. Claire listened, truly listened, and for the first time in years, I felt truly seen, valued in a way my wife no longer offered. It wasn't straightforward. Feelings swirled, boundaries blurred, but it wasn't about revenge. It was about connection. Two people hurt by the same person, finding comfort in each other's presence. Guilt gnawed at me. Every glance at Claire reminded me of my wife, yet she also radiated something my wife had ceased to provide: empathy, respect, care. That night, I lingered in my car outside our house for nearly an hour, the reality sinking in. My marriage was finished. There was no saving it. Over the following weeks, Claire and I stayed in touch. Quiet coffee meetups, park walks, moments where she reminded me I wasn't invisible. My wife noticed my growing distance, naturally. She accused me of cheating, and the irony nearly made me laugh. She yelled, cried, tried to shift the blame onto me, but I remained calm. I had already released her. The day I told her I wanted a divorce, she tried to paint herself as the victim. "You're leaving me for someone else," she spat. I shook my head and said, "No, I'm leaving because you abandoned me long ago. You just lacked the courage to admit it." Her face fell, but I didn't stay to witness the aftermath. Claire wasn't the cause of my departure. She was the one who helped me rediscover my own resilience. In hindsight, the irony is clear. My wife sought an open marriage, chasing her vision of liberation. In her pursuit, she unwittingly opened the door for me to find someone who recognized my worth, even if only for a fleeting moment. She craved liberation, and I granted it to her by walking away. Betrayal didn't destroy me, it revealed the truth. It showed me that love without loyalty is empty, that I deserved more than being an afterthought. Her desire for an open marriage didn't just end our story. It gave me the chance to start anew, to realize I was never the one who was lacking.